welcome, Kenny, and thank you very much for agreeing to do this short testimonial.
Thank you.
Could you start off by telling us a little bit about Trident Maintenance Services?
Yes, thanks, Terry. Appreciate the opportunity. Trident has been going for around 3 years now, starting in 2018, and we decided to develop the business based on a number of colleagues who have worked together previously for a large business in the UK. And we decided that we would go out and set up our own business. Had a number of good customers and a number of good market sectors that we were keen to target. What we wanted to do with Trident was target quality clients. Didn't want to become too big. We wanted to be a business that was seen to deliver a quality service, and hopefully the outcome would be quality profits.
Okay, and roughly turnover of the business now?
Turnover this year will be just short of £10 million, which we're fairly pleased with in the 3 years that we've been going. It's been positive. We've done probably better than we anticipated. Of course, with the COVID-19 this year, we had 2 or 3 months where we didn't really trade, and we actually outperformed the forecast that we predicted a year ago. So it's all been very positive so far, and the enthusiasm of the team members is just translating to good business success.
That's excellent. That is an amazing performance in such a short period of time. Can you just tell us a little bit about the biggest project that...
Yes, the biggest I would say for us has been Gravesham Hospital for our client Agile down in Gravesend in Kent. Was a large, fully occupied hospital that we were doing some cladding. We had to basically strip out the cladding that was unsafe. You'll know in the back of Grenfell that this practice was being outlawed in the UK. So we engaged to remove the cladding, and then we had to replace it, and then we had to put on a specialist fire coating to give Class O rating on the actual timber, so basically protect the hospital, patients and all the staff. And it was a very challenging project. It was carried out in the middle of winter, which, as you know, can be very inclement. The building's not far from the River Thames, so it was getting a fair wind factor. So we had to come up with a work process that involved capturing the heat, because the product that we had come up with and built couldn't be applied anywhere below 10 degrees Celsius. So we had to apply it during the night, and we had to apply it using a specialist heating program to ensure it cured properly onto the timber. So yeah, it was very challenging, very large project, and very rewarding. We were delighted to hand it back to the hospital, and I think it will stand the test of time for a long time. Hopefully preserve the building fabric for a long time.
Excellent. And do you think you could have made the correct judgments regarding the R&D claim without external advice?
Absolutely not. It's, since yourself and the team at RandDTax gave us fantastic advice, and I don't think we would have ever got to where we got to at the end without the proper advice. That's definitely a given that the advice made the difference.
And were you happy with the outcome, and how significant was it in relation to the business?
Yeah, I'll be honest, it was absolutely incredible for us that the outcome of the RandDTax and the impact it had in our business. I didn't know anything about RandDTax until I spoke with yourself. I'd heard a bit in the press, but I didn't really know what it involved. And we've probably been doing a lot of innovative works before, but just hadn't captured it. So by getting some advice from yourself, and it's been a massive impact in our business. We hadn't planned that type of income coming into the business, and it's preserved our future, especially during COVID and the current pandemic, but also it's made a huge difference to the staff and the training that we can provide, and just a building block for the future of the business.
That's excellent. And how long did the claim process take from start to finish?
It was fairly straightforward. It was a couple of months, 2 months, and from start to finish. A number of Teams and Zoom calls with yourself and your team, and a number of interviews that went on between yourself and your team and some of my team, contracts managers and operational delivery teams, and also some of the site agent and the site team. So yeah, it was very rigorous process, but it was very professionally driven, and I say 2 months, so it wasn't a massive impact in the time that we had to spend on it. So for the time that we spent on producing the claim, to the reward, it was certainly very well worth doing.
Excellent. From our point of view, it was the fact that you were able to give us quite a bit of professional documentation. It helped that process. And how has the experience of claiming R&D tax credit impacted your future plans? And will R&D claims be a part of future funding decisions?
Absolutely. I mean, we haven't obviously budgeted for R&D claims, but however, it's because it made a massive difference to this financial year and previous. It's certainly within our scope to go back and revisit, and it certainly made us look at our business and how we can become more innovative and forward thinking, so that we can adapt in our business to make other claims. And you guys at RandDTax have made it so much easier for us. So it's a very seamless process, and yeah, it's a huge part of what our forward thinking. And we have our board meetings, and it's discussed at those meetings projects we could put forward that we would think are worthy of an R&D tax claim.
Thanks very much, Kenny. And how likely is it you would recommend R&D tax?
Well, extremely likely. I've recommended you guys already to like-minded businesses. So on a scale of 1 to 10, we're likely at the top. I would say I would be 10 out of 10. It's been an absolute pleasure to deal with yourself and your team, and extremely professional in your approach, and very simple and very, everyone was explained to us in a first-class manner. So yes, extremely likely would be my answer to that one.
Thanks very much for your help, Kenny.